It's hard to believe it's been 7 years since Cuphead came out, and quite a lot has happened to it since then. I mean, it's had its own DLC, it's had its own Netflix show, it even had its own Arby's toys, if you can believe it or not. A long list, a lot of other merchandise that I can't even count on both hands and feet. But, it's just really amazing that this little indie game could become something so big. It warms my heart. But I'm not here to talk about the game. I'm here to talk about something a little more, shall we say, artsy. That's right, Dark Horse and Studio MDHR have made a little something something for us to see, and it's the art book for the DLC of Cuphead. And I have been very excited to take a look at this ever since I saw that it was for pre-order, and I meant to review this a little earlier, but some stuff got in the way, but we're not going to worry about that now. We're going to talk about this little puppy right here. We're just going to take a look at all the contents and see what's inside, and I really hope that you enjoy it. And now we can start opening the book. And I'm super excited to open this. As you can see, it looks super beautiful. And I'm just going to get a little close-up shot of all the details because, just look at this. Since this is the signature edition, it comes in this really cool extra covering, and I just really love the detail on this. This is really nice. And if you look to the side, you can see the book and the cell in there, and I'm just itching to get it out, so let's see. And before looking at the book and the cell, there's actually a little piece of paper in here that when you look at it, it shows you a nice little teaser of what's inside and shows everything spewed out across, so you can see everything there. It also shows the prices in both US and Canadian dollars, so that's really nice. But consider this part the appetizer, because I wanted to get this just because of this alone. Because if you get the special edition, it comes with the limited edition cell. And I am so excited to open this, so you ready, guys? Ready? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, as you can see, this is really beautiful looking. This is basically how they do the art for the games. It's like, I love cell animation, and the way cell animation works is that it's essentially just layers of celluloid sheets that they lay on top of each other, and they just swap out one of the cells for another one in a different frame. And I love this one with the main characters. It looks so nice. And it just looks super cool. And that's the one. This one's the title screen. And once you take all of them off, you get to see this nice cool background right here. So while this cell is really cool, it's really nice, this is not the main course. So I'm going to seal this guy right back up here. I'm going to set him off gently to the side. Now, that was just the appetizer. I know I've said that plenty of times, but this is the real meat and potatoes of this one right here. This is the book itself. And no matter which version you buy, it will come with it. And I gotta say, Dark Horse and Studio MDHR did a fantastic job with this. You can see they intentionally put worn details on it, and you can see just all the nice details of like the colors and everything and the scratches, and oh, it just looks so good. And you look on the back is really nice looking too. You got Cuphead Mugman there. Yeah, I love the color green they chose for the pages. It looks really nice. But let's see what's inside this little puppy. Alright, now that we looked at everything, it's time to look inside this book. We're gonna crack it open, we'll see what's inside. And already, just by looking at the very first page, you can tell that this is gonna be something really special. I was already just enamored with these first few pages alone, but when you turn it, you'll see the table of contents, and if you look at it, you'll see that it talks about more than just the stuff in the DLC, but we'll get to those when we get those. Here's a nice little introductory message from the guys Chad and Jared Moldenhauer, always a pleasure, and the first chapter focuses on Miss Chalice herself, and she's so lovely. I really love these designs and sketches. I just love her design in general. She just looks so nice and charming. It's just really nice to look at. It's just so cool. The second chapter focuses on the DLC island. I really love that drawing. It's really nice and detailed. These other designs for the island are pretty sick too. And now we get into this third chapter, which is about Bootlegger Boogie. And we actually get to see characters' names like Charlie Left Legs and Madcap Maddie, Cindy the Snout, and Hardtop Harold. We get to see their background too. The fourth chapter focuses on Gnome Way Out. There's old Glumstone the Giant right there. Love this guy's design, he's so goofy and wacky. The fifth chapter focuses on High Noon Hoopla. And there's Sheriff Esther Winchester, look at her. Love the Wild West vibes that the stage gets. And all these alternate designs for her are just insane. That really makes me feel like I want to be in the Old West now. But this in particular, I really love Snow Cold Scuffle because that sky backdrop is just absolutely gorgeous. This is what Chapter 6 focuses on. There's old Mortimer Freeze. See all these weird, creepy designs for it. Some of these I recognize from older cartoons I used to watch on DVDs. And I didn't even know this guy's name was Jupiter. It's pretty crazy. And there's that beautiful background I was talking about. Now we get into Chapter 7, Doggone Dog Fight. I just really love this stage too. Like, I love all the stages, but just about every single stage is just so cool. And I'm just gonna pull the camera a little closer to this page in particular. For no other reason. No reason at all. Anyway, so now we focus on Chapter 8, which focuses on the King's Leap. There's the host, the king, and this also focuses on the bosses, such as the pawn, the knight, the bishop, the rook, and the queen herself. Now we have this chapter, Dish to Die For. And guys, I gotta tell you, this is my favorite boss in the game. Like, I have this page bookmarked for a reason, because everything about this I just love. And I won't show you everything, but I'll give you a little taste of what to see. And I think this is the first time that we get to see this specific background of Saltbaker's being completely unobstructed. And I gotta say, I just love all the details in this shot. Like, everything. Like, it just all looks so good. Like, you can see the scratches on the cutting board. There's MDHR on the top of it. There's a hole in the wall. There's the table with all of his mad science stuff. And you see the little jar that the character gets trapped in. It's so good. And this is also the first time we get to see this entire background when it transitions from phase 1 to 2. And God, like, it's so good. Like, the backgrounds and the visual storytelling during this boss fight are some of the best I've seen in video games, period. But now we get into Chapter 10, One Hell of a Dream. This is definitely one of the more trippy parts of the game, if that makes sense. And as you can see, this was originally supposed to be a scrapped phase for the devil boss fight, but I'm happy it made it back into the game. Now, one thing that the DLC really love to do is focus on model making. You can see it for the recipe of Miss Chalice, the King's Castle, and you even get to see a full version of the devil model from One Hell of a Dream. And yes, the NPCs, the guys that make up the game and give it flavor. I won't go into all of them, but they do have interesting backgrounds, so I recommend you check this out. The cutscenes. Now this is something that the DLC also really loves to do, is that I can really tell during this that they were more cinematic with this one. They wanted to give off more of a movie flair instead of it just being an old cartoon flair. Like, whenever I watch these,
I get like Fantasia vibes, if that makes sense. And one thing I just want to point out here, I wish stuff was that cheap. Inflation's a bitch, isn't it? Ah, well. Anyway, before my depression kicks in, let's go to the next one. The delicious details section. This basically goes into the little tiny things the guys put in to just add a little bit of charm to it. I highly recommend you check it yourself. But now, this was really interesting because this section focuses on not just DLC stuff, but cut stuff, known as the Lost Levels section. I see what you did there, guys. But this focuses on stuff like the airship fight that was shown off during E3 with Jelly the Octopus, and we get to see that level Coin Op Bop, and guys, I gotta tell you, this one particularly sucks that it didn't make it in. I really wish it did because it looks so much fun. Like, the concept of them playing arcade games to get more coins and being a throwback to older arcade games, that was so cool. The Pachi Pachi boss stage. This is one that everybody knows all too well if you're a fan of Cuphead. And this one I didn't even know existed until I read this book, because apparently there was going to be a level where you parry pigs or something and you get coins from it or something, but I don't know. It's really interesting. Check it out yourself. This section focuses on books, toys, and more, and I gotta say, I really want that Cuphead marionette. I was gonna buy the special edition, but I ended up buying something completely different, and wouldn't you know it, this right here is what I wanted to buy, and I gotta tell you, this is the best thing that I've bought in terms of collector's editions, because I just really love how Studio MDHR goes out whenever they do the physical releases. Well, it did take a while for Cuphead to get a physical release, but when it did, oh boy, they spared no expense on giving us plenty of options. And here we can see all the toys and figures, and a lot of this I just want, like, I gotta have that, I gotta have that, I gotta have that, I gotta have that, I wanna buy this, I wanna buy that, I wanna buy that. I have most of these, but I definitely want to buy them. I want to buy that. I want to buy that. All of this stuff, it's just, I know I won't be able to, but it's so cool. Oh, remember when that trailer came out and freaked out everybody? Ah, yes, who could forget the old milestone and holiday greeting cards? It was always a treat when Studio MDHR would release these. Just goes to show how far we've come. And this shows everybody that helped work on the book. And with that, that officially ends the book.
And yeah, guys, that pretty much does it for this review. And I just now realized this is my last video of the year, and hopefully it'll come out before the new year, but I'll try to get it done. But, you know, my YouTube channel's come a long way, and I've talked about a lot of stuff, and I've made some videos, and I know I made a video about this talking about it already, so I won't go into specifics right now, but, you know, hopefully this will be a good stepping stone for me to finally get into making more consistent content, and it was a real treat to have to look at this, and I just love Cuphead so much, and I know I said I wouldn't talk about the game, but you know, I'm definitely going to do a full-fledged retrospective on it, and oh boy, what a day that'll be. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I won't ask you to subscribe, not that I deserve it or nothing, but you know, thank you for watching, and take care.